93.7 The Ticket Sports News go now.
I'm Enrique Alvarez-Clary. Coming off a win against Buffalo, the Nebraska football team sets their sights on number 3 Oklahoma. Head coach Scott Frost spoke yesterday about their upcoming opponent.
It's a talented team. Wow, you turn it on and the speed just pops out right away. Every position, the size and speed of the guys. So really encouraging our guys to execute the same way we have been and improve that, but try to do it at absolute fast as possible because I know the speed of Oklahoma is going to be a little different than what we've seen the last couple weeks.
The Huskers and the Sooners kick off at 11 a.m. on Saturday as the big noon game on Fox. The 6th-ranked Nebraska volleyball team will play the 16th-ranked Stanford Cardinal today out in California. This is the 3rd straight top 20 matchup for the Huskers. First serve is scheduled for 7 p.m. on Pac-12 Network and will be carried on the Huskers Radio Network. Monday Night Football saw the Las Vegas Raiders take down the Baltimore Ravens 33-27 in overtime. The Raiders scored 17 points in the fourth quarter, including a 55-yard field goal with 2 seconds remaining to force OT. Next up for the NFL, a Thursday night matchup between the New York Giants and the Washington football team. For all the latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked up by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
He sounded like he was hollering at somebody on campus. Nick, that hell you do? Is that your call? Do you go or you like?
Yep. Hooty hoo. Nope.
Nothing.
You know what hooty hoo is.
No, he don't know that. He didn't even know who the Jackson 5 is. Michael Jackson or Janet Jackson.
Yeah. Not until I had a little.
You only are the only people you know in the Jackson 5, Michael and Janet.
Yeah.
You don't know any of the other Jacksons?
Tito and Jermaine?
Nope.
You don't know?
I've heard of them.
Do you know Crispy Jackson?
No.
Was it Latoya? Latoya was the only one that didn't sing.
It's like, right? I'm just gonna give him fake names.
Or she had her own album, right?
I'm gonna give him fake Jackson.
Travis
right.
Jackson.
Yeah. You know Brad Jackson? Jackson, Jack Jackson, Eric Jackson, Ryan Jackson.
Those are the untalented Jacksons. The other Jacksons.
Ryan Jackson's probably listening right now.
I know there is somebody, right?
Well, actually, weirdly enough, Rebe was my favorite Jackson for a while.
Why?
Because she had one song called Centipede, and
oh, okay.
I was like, okay, like they made Rebe into a top 20 artist. They couldn't do it with Latoya.
She had one album?
She had a bunch. She just did another one, like in pandemic. She just released another one.
Yeah.
Tito just had an album.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, they out there, and Janet's in back chilling, Janet
Jackson had a kid at like 50 something, right?
Janet,
right?
When she
had a kid at 50.
I think that's normal for unicorns, right? I think unicorns normally don't have theirs until late in life. And Janet's a unicorn. Janet is not one of us.
But she was 52 though, right?
She was not one of us. Janet is not one of us.
Why are you enlarging the pictures over there? I can see exactly what you're doing, man.
I didn't do anything.
Who are you?
I
enlarged your picture.
Jay's name wasn't showing up. And it was
your picture.
It was just a black box, so I had to take him off the stream and then instantly put him back on the stream. Jay, why are you so uptight about the camera?
Because as soon as I sit down, you point this stuff right in my grill.
I got to get it ready. I got to get it ready for the stream. And I was like, figure out where you want to sit.
You don't even do, hey, how your day? Just sit down and let me put this thing in your face. But you're still my dude, man.
There's no appropriate response to that.
You walk in and I'm like, all right, figure out where you want to sit. I put the camera there and then I'll find out next segment. I'll look at the stream and you're completely off-centered and we got to fix it again.
I'm bobbing and weaving on you, Muhammad Ali.
See,
hey, man.
Him being shy.
I'm going to tell you this, Nick. If you have any idea, for the people out there who want to be college coach, man, that stuff is real in the field out there, boy. Clay Helton. Then the funny thing is he put out a little statement. Listen here, the USC they don't care about your statement, neither do the fans. When you got Orenthal James Simpson?
Yes, yes.
On Twitter, drinking, and I'm sure he has to be on like lifetime probation, right? Right? Is he supposed to like drink alcohol? Because he had a big old beer on
in
Twitter.
Public.
Yeah,
in public. Like
and toasted it too. And did you see how he tasted it and smacked his lips? He should have been on the Colt 45. Right?
It's like, come on,
Orenthal
OJ.
James.
Come on, OJ.
He said we back. At least then he's like, I hope.
Yeah, he goes, can't wait for USC
right.
to get back to being USC.
Like you coming on campus and smoozing with the new coach.
Like he needs somebody else.
Right. Like, hey, I'm not sure if you know who I am, but
can
I'm
I,
OJ.
Can
they
I
call
ask,
me the juice.
Can I ask? Is he dating people?
Well, I remember
there's no way.
Right?
Oh yeah, because remember after his wife obviously that was murdered.
Nicole,
the girl that he was with, like immediately after he when he was down, looked just like her.
Oh no! Oh.
Yeah, because it was on you know how they have like those 60 Minutes or 2020, and of course they broke up. But yeah, look, man, people get married to like prisoner, like people on parole or not in prison through like pen pals. There's somebody out there for everybody. Orenthal.
I'm sorry.
Dude, listen. All these people talking crap about
there
the
he
camera.
Is. Look, listen here. There he is. Look at this dude. Did you see how he just bopped in there? Hey, let me tell you something. Hey,
you like that little juke in here, man? It's quick.
But your little fro was busting.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Hold on. You're right.
Yeah. That's what we need
just
on the street.
Just bounces.
Take the camera off me and put it on that thing right there, little bobblehead.
I almost cussed on the air. OJ doesn't go back to Southern California.
Yeah, because he said he's scared to sit next to the real killer.
He's like, I might sit next to the actual killer.
Yeah,
I'm like, this dude is so out in front with the fact that he done did it that he just doesn't care anymore.
Orenthal, what is going on?
I just love his book. If I would have done it, this is how I would have done it.
I don't understand.
OJ, really?
I don't understand. And he has like people who like run to him. Like I don't.
What do you mean run to him?
Well, he got people that hangs out with him.
Oh, he got his. Yeah, he got. I mean, he posts stuff that he's like he'll be playing in a foursome with people like golfing.
He's on TikTok.
He is on TikTok.
Is he?
Yeah,
he is.
He's on Cameo too. So if you want him to say happy birthday,
yeah. Hey, okay, whose TikTok is better, him or that Harrison? Was it Harrison Phillips, that the quarterback that was here, the court crazy dude?
Oh,
is it Harrison Phillips or Harrison Beck?
Harrison
right?
Beck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's better?
I think it's OJ because Harrison Beck's is weird.
Yeah.
Man's like a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, he everything.
It used to be
and
like
a quarterback guru.
It used to be like Harrison throws.
Here's the thing: who's sending their kid to get trained by him to play quarterback?
Somebody
who
exactly who.
Somebody who doesn't want their kid to be a quarterback.
Who? You know exactly who.
Nobody with no common sense.
Well, that's
somebody who clearly wants their kid to be a punter.
Right.
I just love how, for the longest time, he would just post videos of him throwing. There was nothing else.
Be a placeholder. His whole job is to be a kick.
Because some of these quarterbacks bring like their quarterback coach on visits with them. Yeah. Just imagine you're a coach, right? And you're recruiting this kid, and you don't know who his coach is, and they're like, "Who you coming? You come with Harrison Beck." And this dude, all right, let's do a little bit of research. Let's just Google. If I was a coach and I was recruiting a quarterback and Harrison Beck walked in with him, I'd say, get out. I don't want it anymore.
Well, did he get anybody signed? Is my question.
I don't know. I just know that he says that he's the throw god and he's a quarterback guru.
Oh yeah, that's the throw god. That's what he calls himself.
But my man is like 320. He still has a hose for an arm, and it's like every time he's throwing, he is breathing like he's about to pass out.
Because he'll chuck it and then he'll like run or whatever, and then he'll come back to the phone and he's just like,
yeah, he's like them dudes. Hey, did you guys never watch that boxing thing by Barstool's Rough and Rowdy, right?
Yeah,
every once in a while.
Well, I watched the last one, and all these dudes were fighting, and most of them couldn't get through the first round. It was 1 minute rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked this one dude, he's like, he was breathing all heavy. He's like, man, I'm out of shape. I got to stop smoking. That's what Harrison Beck sounds like. One dude got that rabbit punch in like the was it kidneys or wherever it is right here?
Right in the kidney.
Right. He was winning, right? He was getting out there. He was hitting him with the jab. Pow, pow. Hitting him with I mean, he was teeing off on the dude.
And then dude hit
him with that one rabbit punch. He said like this.
I'm done.
It's over. It's done.
I'm done. Piss and blood for a week.
What's up, Nick?
Going back to OJ, so I looked him up on TikTok.
Orenthal James, though. That's what you gotta call him. The
Orenthal.
juice. The juice.
The great one.
His first TikTok video is called Household Cures, and it's a video of him licking Lysol after he sprays it in the air.
What?
And then he does the same thing with Raid. He smells it, and he goes, nah. And he sets it back down on the table.
Bro, he's so weird.
Hey, you want to hear a funny story about OJ?
Sure.
Okay, so, well, first of all, I met OJ when the Dallas Cowboys beat the brakes off the Bills up in Minneapolis at the Super Bowl. My dad, obviously knew him or whatever. That wasn't anything, met him and it was cool. And I think he was doing like the sidelines or whatever. So fast forward after, I think it was my 5th year in the NFL, me and Mike Rucker went down to the Roy Jones, John Ruiz fight when Roy Jones went up to heavyweight. Mm-hmm. So it was a whole bunch of us from the Houston Texans, and then Ruck and some Panthers went, right? So it was a whole bunch of us. And really how we got tickets was Don King was trying to get into the sports agency business. And that's, if you watch boxing now, some of the fights you see exchange, that's what it was supposed to be. So it was like guys from all over the league. He paid for everything, came in, put us up, MGM Grand. I got to meet Shaq. That was like me. I was like hugging on his leg. You know what I mean? And then we got tickets. So we were all sitting like from like row 3 to like row 12. OJ was somehow there, right? And there was the first 2 rows. It must have been like some of Roy Jones's buddies. You know what I'm saying? And so they're standing up the whole time. So if you ever been to a Vegas fight, you usually stand up during like intermission, in between rounds and sit so everybody can see the fight. Well, these dudes, because the fight was getting good, was standing up, cheering for, Roy, but nobody could see. So everybody was like, hey, man, can y'all just, can one of you guys sit down? You know what I mean? They was just like, nah. OJ stood up. He's like, y'all need to sit the hell down. Hey, they looked around and saw OJ. They all sat down. Right? They all looked at OJ. OJ, hey, homeboy got some hands on him, though. I got some mitts on me, right? OJ got some hands on him.
Just spread the fingers out, man.
Right. If it don't fit, you must have quit.
We did this with...
You got to spread the fingers out, right? Man. You just can't. It doesn't fit. Darn it.
He didn't take his Celebrex for like 2 weeks. And Knuckles was swole, right? Like he been working on the like a coal mine.
I'm just mad you see the pictures and his hand is clearly just spread all the way out, and everybody's just like, "Yep, he's right."
Right. But then
y'all gonna make me tell this story.
But then Johnny Cocker was rapping. Yeah, he was rapping on the head.
Y'all are gonna
Who is that?
It's ringing. Rico's got a hand answer.
Y'all are
it's
gonna
probably the weather guy.
Y'all are gonna make me tell. Okay, so this is back 90s, and I'm in LA. I'm in LA, and we're invited to this beach party. And first of all, to find out that you're going to a Hollywood party is always, but it's a beach party, so casual. It's casual. You're there on the beach, and you recognize pretty quickly that this is not just a party. This is one of those parties where everybody's somebody except for you. Like, I'm just sitting there looking around trying to identify, and they've got 3 pools at each house and a hot tub, plus the ocean.
Right.
Plus the ocean. So McDreamy, remember McDreamy, Patrick? Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah.
Right. He's relatively young, but he's got an older girlfriend who is fine, but that's his girl, and they come together, and then you start identifying athletes. Marcus Allen shows up. Marcus shows up with a couple. Various baseball players, athletes, basketball players, etc. And then you recognize that the way this party is set up is that it's 3 houses side by side. And the house that we're in belongs to an actor. We'll leave him nameless, but it's an actor. And then next to him is Quincy Jones. So they're co-hosting this party. So all of his daughters are there. Right?
Mm.
And then your boy shows up. OJ shows up. And this is pre all the chaos. Right? OJ showed up with 4 women. And the first thing that Patrick Dempsey says is, well, that's not his wife. But he says it out loud. And everybody's like giving him the hey, chill. Don't say that. This party got out of hand pretty early. So you're in a hot tub and there's this old dude, probably 65. And he's got his daughter, his teenage daughter. And his teenage daughter is in the hot tub with, it's a little weird, but okay. Turns out it really is his daughter. And he's asking me if I know who his daughter is. And I do, because she's an actress. And I'm like, yeah, I know her work. And he goes, well, why don't y'all two get to know each other? And I went, well, I'm sorry, dude. I came with somebody. He goes, oh, I know who you came with. We already asked her if it was cool.
Dang. DP, hold on, DP, for real though. Hold on, time out though. Should you be telling this story on air?
No, I can tell it on air. Wifey know all of it.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the beauty. This is the beauty.
I'm just making sure, man.
My wife knows all of, my wife knows who she married. Like she's
okay. I'm just making sure,
right?
Because Nick over there blushing. Nick over there blushing.
I can't tell him all of this.
As Jay would say, statute of limitations.
Right.
Right.
I can't tell him all of this. But then the thing was, is that it was kind of pursued. Well, OJ got into a fight at this party at Quincy Jones's house because somebody approached one of his girls. OJ left with his 4 girls. And it was 2 months later that I was back out in LA and the chase happened.
Dang.
The chase happened.
It was probably because of that party.
Look, man. Look, we were out. So we were at this hotel bar and I was actually trying to get to the airport, but couldn't because the traffic was all messed up. And as a matter of fact, there was an NBA final or an NBA playoff game. It might've been the finals that was going on that night when OJ went to chase. And folks, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive NBA playoffs were going at the time. And people were more upset that the chase interrupted the NBA finals than they were of what was going on. So check the date for OJ's Bronco ride, and I'm pretty sure it was during the NBA finals in California.
Nick,
what's up?
That's just USC, man. Now that job is open.
They were talking. So Nick mentioned James Franklin, and then they mentioned
what you call him, Urkel?
Yeah, come on,
cornball.
Yeah, and then the name that I wanted to hear was mentioned today.
Urban
Bieniemy,
Public Bieniemy. Yeah, that'd be great,
right?
That'd probably be.
Right.
He interviewed for the Colorado job, right?
I don't know.
Or did he withdrew his name for it? Right. I think at one point in time he was
I
up for
believe
it.
so.
Yeah, I can see that, but I just think somehow, some way, if it's not filled quick, I think Urbano Meyer is going to be there. I just think it. I just think that the intricacies of the NFL, the inability to control, I wouldn't even say, because he's not a control guy in a negative way when he's coaching kids, but you have control, more control over college kids, regardless of NIL. Well, it might be a little different with NIL, but you have control more than professional athletes because they'd have legitimately more options, because scouts have looked at players prior to the year that Urban got there, see if he's playing, they'll talk and see if he's, getting justifiably played less, and then they'll, see him and work him out so you can have other opportunities to get employment. College is a little different. They can block you from transferring and so forth and so on. So Urban coaching X's and O's never, I don't think, would ever be a problem. Game planning, leading, building would never be a problem. Right. All the minutia that goes into the everyday thing of the NFL is something that he might not like in 16 or 17 games in a long NFL season, and having guys that aren't playing to his standard that he's used to seeing, even though they're professionals, would be hard for him to take. Because you got to look at every place that he's been. Like, just say, for instance, when he was at Bowling Green, those guys really wanted to win, so they would go above and beyond. Utah, same thing. They went I think they went undefeated, right? One year.
They had I think Urban, when he was there, year one, I believe, was 8-3 or 9-3. Then he went 10 or 11.
Weren't they undefeated with Alex Smith, and they beat Alabama? Actually,
they beat the brakes off Alabama in the Sugar Bowl.
Right. So,
but that was officially under Kyle,
because Urban left.
Yeah.
Because
Urban took the next job.
Yeah. Well, and then the Florida, and then obviously Ohio State, and so forth and so on. So, I just think it's, college. I mean, and plus USC is a job that fits Urban Meyer's kind of like wheelhouse.
Yeah, he's a media star.
It's not that. It's just that he's not going to go. Let me see what would be he's not going to go to like Arizona.
Right.
Or Arizona State. He's not going to go there.
It's either USC or Notre Dame.
USC, or like at time, maybe like a Texas in a few years if nothing happens this year. Big
Texas
brand.
Tried.
But I'm saying he's going to go to big schools, Notre Dame, those type of deals. That's just where he's at. If you're USC, if I'm USC, and whoever their AD is, I didn't even know who he was when he had his
Braun. Who was it?
I'm firing up the jet.
It's like Matt Bond.
Yeah.
Firing up the jet.
Yeah.
Maybe pick up Snoop and whoever. Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush were rolling down there.
Well, you get Will Ferrell will have a say-so in who the next USC head football coach is. Like that's you
get him too, whoever. But I'm just saying, we're rolling in there 5 deep, and first you got to call his agent to see what's up.
Well, you about to call Shelly. That's who you got to call.
Yeah, well, you got to call and see if Urban's going to do it, because if Urban can recruit, he can recruit his wife to go to LA. So he's got to talk to his agent first, because you got to figure out how to get out of the contract.
Jay, have you ever met Shelly Meyer?
No.
They're not asking Urban nothing.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, right
they're
now.
Not look, Shelly
but
Meyer.
I think that type of stuff expired. I think the real deal is, the way it will work is you got to go through the channels. As business is before home.
Well,
but then the agent says, "I can get you to USC now. Call me tomorrow after you negotiate with the real deal."
What's your number? What's your number?
Yeah, the numbers will be already here. Here's what we got, and see what happens. But I think it's a good fit. But I don't know if USC is willing to go to that extent to get Urban. It would have to be some sort of lifetime contract, I think.
Well,
until he got done playing. I mean, there would never ever. It's not even like it'd be like a 10-year type of deal, I bet.
I think Urban would almost have to be guaranteed that he becomes the athletic director after he's done coaching. And
he'd be the athletic director right now.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody even knows that dude's name, and once Urban got there, nobody's gonna know his name either. He's gonna be a trivia question, whoever this guy is, if Urban got there.
So let's say that you're the athletic director. Are you targeting Urban? Let's say that Urban says he's interested, and Bieniemy says he's interested. You're the athletic director. Who would you choose?
Well, I'm going to Urban because that's the known college, quantity or whatever it's called.
Commodity.
Commodity.
Yeah. So you would go Urban. just because. But also, Urban doesn't like dealing with parents, and
he's done it before somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's going to build a staff. I know he's going to be able to recruit and all that stuff. California's ripe for the picking. You're going to get every player out of California and the West Coast, and you pick your litter wherever Urban knows how to recruit. And you're not, really, you're not hiring Urban Meyer for 10 years. You're getting him for 6 years, and ideally you start to get into the Final Four and maybe a national championship. He could turn USC around quickly. Second would be Eric Bieniemy. But if Urban Meyer goes to USC, let's just say, if I'm the GM or an owner of Jacksonville, I'm headed to Kansas City, picking up Eric Bieniemy. We're going to get barbecue, and by the time we're done, you'll be back in Jacksonville. You'll be my head coach.
Yeah,
because Eric Bieniemy with Jacksonville's roster is a perfect match. Quarterback, okay, and then Etienne when he's back, a receiver and everything to work with, and they can kind of grow together.
The only thing with that, and we'll put a pin in it here and go to break, but I would think, and I'll ask you to go into it deeper, but does Bieniemy wait for Andy Reid to retire to get the KC job, or does he go on? I'll ponder that over the break. We'll get to it afterwards.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean. And there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Need a better job? Looking for a career? Dana Trucking and Excavating is what you're looking for. They are a rapidly growing company looking for a heavy mechanic. Dana Trucking and Excavating offers a team culture with lots of benefits, including 401k, health, annual raises, paid vacation, holidays, and much more. It's a great career opportunity. Want to love what you do? Join the Dana Trucking team. Apply online at www.gainatrucking.com. That's www.gainatrucking.com.
Join the team and call the shots. Now calling for adult and youth team sports officials for Lincoln Parks and Recreation. Officials must be at least 16 years old for youth sports and 18 years old for adult sports. Officials are paid $20 a game and are expected to be physically able to run the field or court with players for an entire game of approximately 55 minutes, work well with coaches, and have the ability to accept criticism and work well under pressure. If you'd like to be a team sports official, call 402-441-7982 to learn more, or go to teamsideline.com/LincolnNE.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
We'll see a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Cooler temps with an afternoon high of around 77. Winds turning out of the northeast at 10. Gradually clearing skies tonight. A low dropping down all the way to 52. Beautiful day tomorrow with mostly sunny skies and a high pushing up near 80. That's a check of your forecast. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wakey, wakey, new breakfast at Casey's.
Wakey, wakey, new breakfast at Casey's. Do-do-do-do-do.
Wakey, wakey, breakfast, Casey's.
Casey's new breakfast, featuring delicious handmade sandwiches like this signature handheld made with our fresh made-from-scratch dough. Buy any hot breakfast item and get a coffee for just $1. Casey's, here for good.
Take a look at your backyard. Does it feel like something is missing? You're right. Now is the perfect time to get an above-ground swimming pool from Bonsall Pool and Spa. Above-ground pools require less space than in-ground pools, are temporary structures if you ever choose to move, and are low maintenance. Plus, you'll never have to worry about the kids getting bored in the summertime anymore. Visit bonsallpool.com to schedule a pool service or visit them at 33rd and Highway 2. Bonsall Pool and Spa.
Hey guys, looking for that extra confidence when it's time to have fun? Let me tell you about BlueChew.com. BlueChew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. BlueChew tablets help men combat all forms of ED. BlueChew is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part? It's all done online. Don't like swallowing pills? No problem here. Blue Chew's tablets are chewable. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA, and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy. And here's a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code TICKET at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code TICKET, to receive your first month free.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Old School again. You can follow on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can chime in on the text line, the Starter Heyman text line, 464-5685. That number is the same number for the Honda Lincoln hotline. You can call in. You two
What's going on?
You two are so funny.
I can't hear.
Oh, why don't you just say something?
We got to make sure now. So you can hear. There you
Can
go.
you hear?
Yeah.
I didn't bump it, so I don't know what's
too.
going on over there.
You did too. It was you. Okay, so what theater would I have to get you tickets for? The Grand? Is that?
Yeah, the Grand. The Grand.
That's the one downtown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Grand.
Yeah,
Because everything is grand for you. Nick.
Yeah, we need to see.
As long as there's comfy seating.
Like we need to see. So they've got.
Are you going to spy on them or something?
Yeah, let's not.
Absolutely.
I'm out.
Oh, we're having listeners.
I'm not doing it.
Look, look, hey Jay, I'll buy 4 listener seats to have them at the 4 corners of the theater, and so Nick will give his movie review, but listeners will give their Nick review. It's like, women, he tried to put his arm around her and she shot him down.
I'm not.
I wouldn't let him do you like that, Nick.
No, it's good.
I would.
I'm not doing it. If we're selling listener seats, I'm not doing it. I'm out.
So what would you? So Malignant, Don't Breathe.
No,
Venom, Cop Shop.
There was a comedy with
The Legend of the
Ryan
10.
Reynolds in there that I was told to go
you
see.
can go see Boss Babies. No, I'm just
Perfect.
kidding. I'm just kidding. What do you want to see?
There was something in there. Hold on, I have to go up to the text line because they said it was good.
Free Guy.
That's the one.
Free Guy.
They said somebody told me on the text line to watch Free Guy.
Okay. Have you seen Candyman? The first Candyman?
No.
You haven't seen any of the Candyman movies?
No.
Okay. We might need to work on that.
Face it, we need to work on a lot of stuff when it comes to.
Well, but we're here for that. So
Yeah.
what I'm going to do? So there'll be a gift card.
Okay.
And it'll have both tickets. It'll have 2 tickets, 2 full meals. So like whatever food and beverage you want.
Okay.
Just go up, big baller, right? Right, 2 big popcorns because I'm not gonna make you share popcorn.
I appreciate that.
But you could if you were like a real G.
Free refills, Nick.
That's what I'm in it for.
You just here for the popcorn?
Yeah, I'll take some saran wrap. I'll get some popcorn and I'll just cover it up and take it home.
Oh my goodness. I'm so worried about him, Jay. I'm worried about it.
Why? We're good.
I'm gonna hook it up and then we can go.
We'll see what happens.
We'll get that done. Okay, we'll get it done. We'll get it done. So folks have been talking about this USC job, and it only, to me, the only reason it's interesting is it holds up a mirror to Nebraska.
Why?
Well, because 2 of the top 15 blue blood programs, right? 2 of the top 20, always in the top 20 when it comes to just legacy, reputation, all that. But the job itself doesn't have the same value as it once did. Now, if you're the athletic director and you make your move and you go, listen, okay, I'd rather go in this direction with Urban. Why are some of the other names like Luke Fickell, Tressel, Stoops, why are they keep being mentioned? Is there anybody in that group that makes sense to you? Like, is there any reason for Stoops to be in the conversation?
No.
Right? Like, he doesn't do anything differently than anybody else.
No, he's been out of the game. No.
Bob
Stoops is not a LA, California type of dude. Luke Fickell, just because he's an excellent coach, and if they encapsulate him away from the nonsense and the politics, he'll do a great job. Jim Tressel, no.
Would Nebraska fans want Urban Meyer? Let's say the universities collide and Urban, 2 years from now, Urban says, I'm done with Jacksonville, but you know what I'd like to coach? I'd like to coach in Lincoln.
No, we already got a coach. So, I mean,
Nick, I saw the look on your face.
I mean, it's Urban Meyer. If, like you said, if the universes collide and he wants to be here, would you really say no?
I mean, this is a pointless conversation, though.
I'm not saying get rid of anybody.
I'm not either.
Like, I'm trying to figure out, one, where Nebraska's program is, because folks have been talking about Oklahoma all week, and it's Oklahoma week, so the legacy matters, and then the reputation matters.
Right, but have Urban Meyer coaching here is not going to happen. So,
well, I'm only bringing it. It's from the text line, and it says, Nebraska's a perfect spot for Urban revenge on Ohio State. I don't understand that. So I asked the question, why would that be a thing? Why would Urban here matter?
It wouldn't.
Okay. That's simple. That's simple. For you, what do you think of what does Oklahoma week mean to you?
Oh, I mean, it's different because Nebraska hasn't played them in a while, but it's a old school battle. And it was a lot of history there, obviously, in both universities, and championships were won and lost, or ability to play for them. So it's good that Nebraska gets they get to play each other, and so Oklahoma is obviously a little ahead of where we're at right now, but it's a tremendous opportunity to play them because I definitely think it's a winnable game, and so you just got to go in there and play your game and play it the right way, and it'll all work itself out. So
what was you played against Oklahoma, what was your favorite moment?
Every time we played them, I think we beat the brakes off them, though. I mean, they played us tough. I think when Lawrence came back, 95, every other year, I think we boat raced them.
What was it? What was it in the matchup that made it?
Well, it was just the history of, they had the Johnny Rodgers play. Then, I remember seeing highlights of Oklahoma in Nebraska back when the winner would always go down and play in the Orange Bowl and play against Miami or whatever. So, it's just one of those things that at that time, Nebraska, we played them every year. So it was Oklahoma week. So it was a different feel than versus Kansas week.
Yeah.
No matter what the record was or what they had been playing like, when you play Oklahoma, you better strap it up because they always brought it.
What was the conversation in practice? You said it's Oklahoma week.
There wasn't any conversation.
Yeah.
It was, after the game got over on Saturday, you knew come Monday, you knew who you were playing that following Saturday. So it was Oklahoma week.
Was that another elevator? Was that a different floor, different level of?
No, it was a whole different level.
Yeah.
It was a whole different level. It was practice was a bloodbath because, you just wanted to, you didn't want to lose Oklahoma. And one, that they were going to bring it. And, it was just one of those things that it was part of the deal. It was Oklahoma week. It's going to be tough. It's going to be intense. And same with the game. You got to get ready for the game, and the way to get ready for the game is in practice.
Who was their coach against you?
It was Blake.
Yeah.
No, 1 year with Blake. They had a ton of talent. Just weren't. They were all young, weren't very good. They had a really good defense, I know, in 95 and 94. Because that was a hard game down there. But then we played them the next year in 95 and beat them. And then the next year we went down there. I think we might have hung 70 on them or something.
Whoa. Really? Why do I not remember that?
You weren't here.
No, I wasn't here for any of it, but I still remember it. I mean, I was a football
but they were
fan.
always tough. Like they always had good players and stuff.
And then
Oklahoma went on their run, and Nebraska, Oklahoma, in the Big 12, they were kind of going back and forth. So there was a lot of really good games. And then obviously things, obviously when Nebraska left and to the Big 10, they stopped playing each other.
What happens? The talk is speed. What happens for you, linebacker position? You're the great. You're one of the great negators of speed. How do you attack that? What's the best way?
If the other team is
if the other team's fast, downhill, quick.
Yeah, you just got to be. Well, Oklahoma's not a downhill type of team. They're speedy in the sense of I think you just try to disrupt the routes. Number one. Number two, the communication's got to be extremely clear and precise, so everybody knows what they're doing, so you can do it to your maximum ability. You got to be extremely physical with them. Obviously, you've seen Oklahoma against physical teams have been a problem for them. And then you just got to tackle well and rally to the ball. And the best way to negate speed is obviously with physicality and overwhelming them with the the heat, like we used to call it. 7, 8, 9 guys to the ball. So yeah, I mean, they're a fast team. I mean, they've been a fast team. Seems like for over a decade. They were fast even when we played them. They were fast after that. So, they're going to be able to run, but that doesn't mean that they can't be beat. And so you just got to go play your game and don't try to play their game.
Well, that's where I was leading with speed. Some people will try to match up and go, okay, they're fast. We have to play fast. I always think that's generally a mistake, that you need to slow the game down to get a speed team off its game. Is that fair?
Yeah, in some senses, but really, to be honest with you, you just got to play your game and just keep, chopping wood. So they got speed, but we got speed, but, you got to make sure that you do everything with the right way. So, a good analogy is, you play the Golden State Warriors, you don't want to get in a 3-point contest with them.
Mm-hmm.
You go and play your game. If you're an inside-out game or, you run a lot of high post or whatever, run your game because eventually it'll all kind of even itself out.
I'm a little concerned because the fan base, there's been a separation. There's the old heads who are respecting the legacy and the tradition.
Mm.
The young cats don't seem to be as interested or intrigued by this. They're not moved by this. I think it's a mixed message because if this game is booked, to me, you got to go to Norman with the whole fan base behind it. It can't be.
Oh, it can't be like sometime-ish or under your convenience.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Like half the fan base says it's not a big deal, but the other half of the fan base knows. Like this is big. This was the identity of college football
for years. Yeah. I mean, it's a big deal in that sense, but really, it's a big deal because it's a great opportunity to play a great team, and it's a big game. That's a big deal. And on top of it being Oklahoma with rich history, us having rich history, there is definitely history between both teams that affected the landscape of college football, even to the way it is today. You know what I mean? So. A lot of young fans, they don't really know history they don't really study the history of sports. They're just in the moment. So you can't fault them. But it's, teachers their own. It's a big game, but it's a tremendous opportunity, but it's also at the same time, like I say every week, don't talk yourself into going up against Superman. Know that when you get in them white lines, it doesn't matter where they're from, what their star ranking is, what they do. You go out there and play, then you don't want to be, going into halftime and realizing, they're really not that good. And this is not saying that they're not good, but sometimes you can go and play against players individually and kind of always kind of play passive. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And kind of let them kind of dictate to you. And then you'll be like, you know what? I can play with this dude. So, or, this team or dudes or whatever like that. So you really need to go out there and try to dictate the pace yourself and make them adjust to you. Now that's ideally. But you just got to go and execute. I think you've seen it. You know what I'm saying? There, every team that you're playing has speed, but you've seen it where teams can, negate that and really work around it, and then obviously use it actually against them, because you have to be able to execute if you're a so-called speed team if the game's not played the way you want it. And that's what you want to do. It's kind of like if like a boxer, okay, Buster Douglas going against Tyson, he probably felt like once I got past like round 8, it's actually his power's gone and I got a realistic chance of winning that fight. Now, granted, he was down on the mat for 13, 14 seconds for whatever reason. But at the end of the day, all the stuff that he came into the fight worried about and knowing dissipated after, let's just say, round 8 in a 12-round fight. Then it became, okay, now we're playing. So that's what Nebraska has to do. But then in between round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you still play aggressive and don't play passive.
I'll ask you after the break about Norman. Going to Norman, Oklahoma, in that building and the crowd. I think it'll have some impact, but if they're prepared for it and they get off to a good start, I think that'll matter. We'll ask Jay about that after the break.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Early break with Sip and Jake.
Did you guys know that Creighton's never beaten Nebraska in volleyball?
They thought this is their best chance to beat Nebraska because Nebraska won in 5 sets against UNO last week. Oh, you got to be beatable today, right? No.
Mocking tones.
Yeah, it was mocking tones. That's right.
Mocking tones.
Creighton thinks they're all high and mighty. They can come in and beat Nebraska in their own area, and they got a taste of reality is what they got.
That's 20 straight that Nebraska has beaten Creighton.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
We'll see a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Cooler temps with an afternoon high of around 77. Winds turning out of the northeast at 10. Gradually clearing skies tonight. A low dropping down all the way to 52. Beautiful day tomorrow with mostly sunny skies and a high pushing up near 80. That's a check of your forecast. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Join the team and call the shots. Now calling for adult and youth team sports officials for Lincoln Parks and Recreation. Officials must be at least 16 years old for youth sports and 18 years old for adult sports. Officials are paid $20 a game and are expected to be physically able to run the field or court with players for an entire game of approximately 55 minutes, work well with coaches, and have the ability to accept criticism and work well under pressure. If you'd like to be a team sports official, call 402-441-7982 to learn more, or go to teamsideline.com/LincolnNE.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Join the whole Ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Sponsored by Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, Tractor Supply Distribution Center, T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, Planet Fitness, Barnwood and Leather, and Vitalize Health.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is your go-to service call in Lincoln and Southeast Nebraska for expertise, convenience, and reliability. As your home and business needs expand, so do the services Action can deliver. Now positioned as Southeast Nebraska's premier installer of charging stations for electronic vehicles, they're always committed to a job done right. Give them a call or visit their website at actionlincoln.com. Action, your proud sponsor of the Ticket Postgame Show.
Where will you go next? The Southeast Community College Fall 2021 Continuing Education schedule of classes is arriving in your mailbox. Take a class in leadership and professional development, like real estate license prep, business courses like accounting and financials, or building a business plan, or 19 pages of personal interest classes like dog grooming, making jewelry, or even charcuterie. The entire schedule is online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Why pay for average lawn care when you can get better elsewhere? Blades Lawn Care is the place to go for excellent commercial and residential lawn work as we enter into the fall with aerating and lawn care ahead of winter, and also as you prepare for 2022 maintenance for your lawn. They also service homeowners associations. Keep the grass greener on your side of the properties. Call Rich today at 402-730-6320 to learn more or to schedule services for the fall or look ahead to 2022. Blades Lawn Care, trusted service in Lincoln for 10 years.
One giant win.
We gotta keep this going. I know what time it is, right?
Now it's on to Jacksonville. Sunday morning, Bridgewater and the Broncos face Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars.
Bridgewater keeps it. Bridgewater looks to throw, does so, and he's got a Denver touchdown to Tim Patrick.
On the KOA Broncos Radio Network.
The Broncos and the Jaguars, kickoffs at noon. Pregame begins at 9:30 right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
So I guess we're the official flags. We're the local affiliate for the Denver Broncos. So all their games will be here.
Good old Bronco, you heard.
They actually did that. They actually did that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's not as bad as the alarm.
The alarm's awful, but the alarm falls slightly behind. Well, Jay asked the question in the break, and I don't know. I've never asked Bach like why he voiced that commercial. Like I wanted to ask Bach. You okay?
The best part is that there's no music or anything behind it, so it's just Bach talking for a minute about the product.
Well, and the idea is you remove the shame of it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. There's no shame behind it. But yeah, chewable. And am I wrong? Is this chewable Viagra? Is that what
sounds like it?
What does it say on the website? What does it say on their website?
Am I really going to have to look up?
Yes. This is a sponsor. This is
all right.
So while you do that, I need to actually
search history.
Thank Mercados for sponsoring this show and name sponsorship. Mark Weiler. Mark texted, goes, use the promo code ticket.
Yeah, I think you get a free.
Mark, did you order? Did you? Mark, did you get a special? Did you get a special delivery? What's it say on the website?
Offers you the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis for a fraction of the price in a chewable form. Prescribed online and shipped to your door. Cancel anytime. No gimmicks, no lock-in. Blue Chew makes getting the treatment you need affordable and discreet. No more waiting rooms. No more time-consuming doctor in-person visits. No more judgment. Quality patient care and prescription treatments do not have to be inconvenient or expensive.
Okay, so you got work to do. All right, can you Nick? Can you run outside and see what I think we have? Actually, we have a visitor. I don't know who it is. They're in the hallway. I don't know if Mark's still here.
That's all good. Yeah, I'll just buy about 2 minutes here.
Yeah, I think Jay and I can handle that. So Jay, you got the promo code, right? So you good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. What, y'all delivering them right now or something?
No. I saw somebody out in the hallway, and I don't know whether there's anybody else here.
Oh, okay.
So
where's Rico? Oh, Rico's gone. That's right.
Yeah, Rico's. It's 4:30. Rico's out the door. I think it's how long you have him, and it's a long night. It's of course we got Strick and Cluster here at 6:00. What do we have? What should we expect?
I don't know. I mean, they're good. What's about the NBA's now? They just both probably just drop knowledge on sports and stuff like that. So I mean, it's always good when Strick's on, and Cluster would be good too.
Yeah, we've been trying to get Cluster to do a little bit more on the station. And cool deal on you hooking us up with Steve. Steve did a good job on Saturday. You know, Steve can do work.
Oh yeah.
He walked in you text me like somebody's coming, and I looked up and Steve walked in.
Oh yeah, I think that's right in his hood too. So.
You know, yeah, he was right down the street, and it was him and his wife. Nick, everything okay out there? I wasn't wrong.
Oh yeah, we're good. We just had a winner of Shut Up Sipple come in.
Okay, well, I wasn't real sure. I'm like, I saw somebody peeking in the.
No, we're good. I don't know. He had a Astros shirt on though, so
I'm not mad at that.
Okay.
You're in the room with two dudes who have Houston ties.
I didn't say Houston is a bad city in general. I just said a Houston Astros shirt on.
Why you're still mad about the garbage can thing? Or something?
No, I'm not mad about it. It's just a thing, just a personal vendetta.
It's not personal. They've done nothing to you.
What are you?
Good point.
Royals fan?
No.
Who's your team? You don't know.
Chicago Cubs.
Chicago Cubs.
Say what you want to say, Jay. Patrick Wisdom's going to take us to the promised land.
You can't even say that with confidence.
I can't. I saw a video of the dude. They posted a video of the dude today, and, like him talking, not in a baseball uniform. I'm like, really? This is the dude that we're trying to rally behind?
You said that with like zero confidence.
The guy had a wannabe mustache on. It was just bad.
It was painted on and stuff, right?
Yeah, the fillers, everything. It was bad.
That's your boy. That's all you got. All right, so we'll go through Norman, Oklahoma. I'll ask Jay about it because I really want to hear what it's like from the inside. What's it like to run out of the tunnel? What are the locker rooms like? What the crowd noise is? Because again, he's been all over the country, so he can match them up for us. We'll do that top of the hour 2 of Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Take a look at your backyard. Does it feel like something is missing? You're right. Now is the perfect time to get an above-ground swimming pool from Bonsall Pool and Spa. Above-ground pools require less space than in-ground pools, are temporary structures if you ever choose to move, and are low maintenance. Plus, you'll never have to worry about the kids getting bored in the summertime anymore. Visit bonsallpool.com to schedule a pool service or visit them at 33rd and Highway 2. Bonsall Pool and Spa.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Have you been to Barn Wood and Leather, that new furniture store in Lincoln? It's a whole new look. If you like country, you'll love Barn Wood and Leather. It's country with a kick. Rustic, yet contemporary, handcrafted in America from historic reclaimed barnwood and the finest leather. Create your own one-of-a-kind look for a room or your whole home. Come see for yourself at Barn Wood and Leather, South 14th and Dahlberg. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
Uncle Tim, some friends and I are getting together this weekend. Can you buy us some alcohol?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Come on, it'll be low-key. My friends always say you're cooler than other adults.
Oh, well, all right. But don't let your mother find out and don't get caught. Hello, officer. What can I help you with?
Are you the uncle of Samantha?
Yes. Is she okay?
You're under arrest for procuring alcohol from minors. One of the minors drove drunk and killed the mother of 2 last night in a crash. You're looking at up to 3 years in jail and a $10,000 fine.
Don't make the same mistake he did. We need you to be the responsible adult. Underage drinking, adult consequences. There's no free ride if you provide. Learn more at projectextramile.org.
Sponsored by Region 6, Nebraska DHHS, and SAMHSA. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Now that Ken Richards has purchased Broker's Agency, he and his professional staff will continue to provide their clients with the same excellent service under the Broker's Insurance Agency name. Broker's Insurance Agency works with more than 15 companies to help find the best policy for you to avoid any long hassles. Also, if you're looking to get into the insurance business as an independent agent, they have the formula to make that process smooth and successful. Call Ken with Broker's Insurance Agency today at 402-420-5353 or visit brokersinsuranceNE.com.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
We're gonna eat pizza from Casey's and watch the football games. Yeah, enjoy the season with delicious Casey's pizza. 2 tasty pizzas for big game days.
Now at Casey's, you can get 2 large single-topping pizzas with delicious made-from-scratch dough for $9.99 each with promo code DOUBLE.
Casey's here for good. Yeah!
Tailgating wasn't just meant for weekends. Join 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday at Chick-fil-A for Tailgate Tuesdays. Scan your app with any purchase on Tuesdays and you'll be entered to win a tailgate meal for 15 people. That's chicken nuggets, fresh fruit, and iced tea or lemonade. Winners will be contacted each Wednesday, and you can come see Tom and Bach from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the 48th and O location or at South Point each week. It's Tailgate Tuesdays all season long at Chick-fil-A in Lincoln. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket sports news go now.
I'm Enrique Alvarez-Clary. Coming off a win against Buffalo, the Nebraska football team sets their sights on number 3 Oklahoma. Head coach Scott Frost spoke yesterday about their upcoming opponent.
It's a talented team. Wow, you turn it on and the speed just pops out right away. Every position, the size and speed of the guys. So really encouraging our guys to execute the same way we have been and improve that, but try to do it at the absolute fastest possible because I know the speed of Oklahoma is going to be a little different than what we've seen the last couple weeks.
The Huskers and the Sooners kick off at 11 a.m. on Saturday as the big noon game on Fox. The 6th-ranked Nebraska volleyball team will play the 16th-ranked Stanford Cardinal today out in California. This is the 3rd straight top 20 matchup for the Huskers. First serve is scheduled for 7 p.m. on Pac-12 Network and will be carried on the Huskers Radio Network. Monday Night Football saw the Las Vegas Raiders take down the Baltimore Ravens 33-27 in overtime. The Raiders scored 17 points in the fourth quarter, including a 55-yard field goal with 2 seconds remaining to force OT. Next up for the NFL, a Thursday night matchup between the New York Giants and the Washington football team. For all the latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked up by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That sound is in my brain.
That's what Nick. That's Nick's mating call.
I left it in there on purpose. I sat there for about 10 seconds and I said, "Do I leave the woo in there?" It's like, yeah, let's leave it in there.
Nick, did you watch the game last night?
I did.
Did you watch Peyton and Eli?
I did. I didn't watch Peyton and Eli.
Peyton ain't got no sense.
Peyton's my dude. Like I can mess with Peyton.
Yeah, everybody can mess with Peyton, but he ain't got no sense,
Peyton
man.
is hilarious. Like he's funny. Like
Yeah.
it's. I'm not sure I can watch regular broadcasts on Monday night now.
Can we talk about that for a second on how big of a package Monday Night Football is, but they can't get the broadcasters right.
Well, they got him right. They got him right last night. They got him right last night
with Peyton and Eli.
They got him right last night.
Yeah. How about Ray Lewis? How about Ray Lewis said he'd come home every night and watch tape for 5 or 6 hours?
Yeah.
Who are you lying to, Ray? Because here's how it goes. Okay, I'm gonna explain it to you. I'm sure Ray says he got there at 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, realistically, you get there 5:30, maybe 5. Workout. First meeting, just say at 7:30. That's kind of like your Dom Capers general. 8 o'clock is your first, special teams. Meet for an hour or two. So now you're at 10 or so, right?
Okay.
Get a little break. Get taped up, whatever, treatment. Then you got practice and or lunch, vice versa. Then you have another short meeting before you go out to practice. Realistically, practice is over at, say, 4. Again, shower and all that other stuff, treatment, maybe get you a lift in. Then you have, an hour or so practice or hour or so meeting. So now you're at 5:30. Mm-hmm. Now, if you left there and drove home in any big city, Baltimore included, it's probably at least 20 or 30 minutes.
Right.
So now you are walking through your home exactly at 6:01 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So if he watched tape for 5 or 6 hours, as soon as he got home, that means you watched tape till midnight. No, you did not watch tape till midnight.
Are you saying that because it's Ray, or are you saying because you don't know any players who did it?
Every night watching tape to midnight? No, because you watch hours upon hours. Now you watch a couple hours. Because Ray, you ever been in Baltimore? Ray's active. He's active in Baltimore.
Yeah.
He's in the club. So there's no way. What, you got it on in the club? I know you like to do the squirrel and stuff.
Yeah. Leave that man dance.
But it was great to have Eli and Peyton on there and all those other guys. They were great.
Like, I'm not sure I can watch the regular broadcast.
No, because it was insightful. It was, you got educated. It was funny. It wasn't perfect.
Didn't have to be.
Didn't have to be.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a fire alarm going off in the back of Eli. Somebody didn't need to put the new battery in there. Had the fire alarm going off. So it was perfect. But some of the guys, I think, was it Brian Greasy on Monday? Who was it? Is it Brian Greasy?
Yeah. It's Brian Greasy, Lou Riddick, and Steve Levy.
Lou Riddick is magnificent. The other two,
Yeah, I was more talking about Steve Levy.
Yeah. It's his first time, right?
No, he was there last year, I'm pretty sure.
Was he?
Riddick was on last year.
Yeah,
Riddick's legit.
Why is Riddick not an administrator in the league somewhere or a coach?
He's not a coach. He's a GM.
Yeah. So
I have no idea.
Right? Like he's
interviewed for the Giants job.
Mm.
He interviewed for Philly. He might have even interviewed for Buffalo, and I'm sure there's other ones I can't even think of that he's interviewed for.
Brian Greasy was there last night, mostly for he was the longest quarterback to ever play under Gruden, other than Derek Carr now, and so that's according to Steve Levy. And so they were
Brian Greasy's not going to be on next week.
No, he is, but that was his role last night. Was Brian? Tell us what John's saying to the guys right now. Tell us what Gruden's telling everybody right now.
Oh, okay.
That's what the only time Brian really talked last night.
Have you seen John Gruden's son?
About that.
The way he coached? Homeboy is yoked up.
Is that his son or is that John or Jay's son?
That's John's son.
John's son. Okay. Yeah, because he was in DC and
yoked up.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, Peyton and Eli with Russell Wilson was as good a conversation, football conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Like Russell, they agreed quickly on what should happen, what they thought was going to happen next, like without getting too football egghead.
Sure, yeah,
like
not trying to be too smart. They just kept it real.
Right, like it was fun. I mean, Travis Kelce is a personality. Like he's a personality.
Yeah, he's more of a personality than X's and O's.
Yeah, and then for him to call, he was the first person on TV that I've ever heard that said, "Oh, he ran a him route," and he said, "What's a him route?" And he says, throw the ball to him. Like he said, that's all we're doing.
Yeah.
With no routes. It was wherever he goes, however he gets open, give him the ball.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm here for it. Like I'm all the way in now. Like y'all got me. And then Eli talking about Peyton's late night meals. He's like, yeah, go on over there and get you that chicken parm. He goes, it's 11:30. Peyton need that late night meal. You better go and get it. That's what I want to hear.
Right. Why he mess with Peyton's forehead though?
Right, like
he's like, they ain't got a double XL helmet, and let alone a face mask that could mess with your forehead.
And Peyton is always good at laughing at himself.
Oh yeah, because he look in the mirror. He knows that you can't miss that 5 head he has.
Right. Like, well, he was just like everybody that came on talked about beating the Colts when Peyton was there.
Right.
And Peyton was just like, okay, y'all need to leave me alone.
Yeah.
Y'all need to stop with all this conversation. From the text line, Claytonia John says, yeah, I love Lou Riddick's insight to the game. He said, me being guilty, I hope he never gets a GM job. Don't know what that was. Russ was good. Yeah, Andrew, Russell Westbrook was amazing. Like he was ahead of the play call.
Right, yeah.
And that's all. Yeah, I'm not sure there's another way. Like if you were doing the job, could you do it both ways? Could you be an analyst where you just kind of gave defensive insight? Like here's what I see.
I could do that. Just do it where you're strictly by the book, and then you kick back and you're just spitballing it. And I bet you they didn't even really rehearse anything because Peyton and Eli like that all the time.
Can't imagine that they did.
So I mean they just impromptu.
Who would be good at it that we've never seen do it? Like who's somebody that could do that kind of analysis without?
Oof.
Like I thought Jim Kelly would be really good at it.
Yeah, he'd be good. Because he has he's kind of big personality.
Carlton Bailey, I thought would actually be good at it.
Carlton Bailey?
Yeah.
No.
No?
Nah.
Although he would talk in third person the whole time.
That's what I said. He talks in the third person, man. That's a big old brother, though, man.
Huge head.
And he's still swole.
Head.
Here's a funny thing about Carlton Bailey. He was talking about getting in shape. Now, mind you, he probably been retired for like over a decade. I said, what are you doing to get in shape? I think he's doing like, intervals or something. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, yeah, I went out there and ran 2040s. Bro, you crazy. 2040s. He's like, for time. Yeah, okay.
Most of the stuff.
Go ahead and blow your Achilles out all you want.
That's most of players. So you said that Ray couldn't watch it for 5 hours.
Every night. No way. What are you doing during the day?
2 hours? Is that?
Yeah, you could do that in 2 hours.
Would you?
Probably watch.
Would you look at film 2 hours?
Oh yeah, I had a routine.
Okay. Would you watch by yourself?
Yeah. Who else am I watching with?
Well, I mean, I know a lot of players that would watch film together. To kind of scout each other. And
No. Now we would watch. Yeah. So the linebackers, we'd watch like after practice together.
Okay.
And say like we'd run the meeting or I'd run the meeting, and we'd go over once we had the call sheet. And we'd match every play to that. So we'd do it together. Then I'm just talking in Houston or like in Buffalo when I play with Sam Cowart and John Holacek. Holasek. I always call him Holacek. We'd watch just our deal together every day. But I'm talking about when I got home now. I would watch it by myself. And then I would, if I had something that I saw on tape, I think I don't know if text messages were big then, but you could do the chirp thing you could talk on the walkie-talkie with the Nextels.
Yeah.
So I would just hit Jamie up or whoever.
Yeah, I would. I think technology has made this all easier.
Yeah. So now they're getting all the stuff downloaded to like iPads, and you can all be on at the same time. I'm sure you can chat with each other and probably zip plays, like say, hey, inside run, play 39 out of tight formation, blah, blah, blah. Look at this. And what do you think? So I'm sure it's a lot different now.
Would you have been a better player later in your career because of it?
Probably. I mean, yeah, of course. The biggest thing I wish I was a little bit more healthy. I think if I was always trying to be on top of it. I think if, had access to what these guys have now, then maybe would have, but my, neck and back are bad. So, but yeah, it would have been a lot easier to get more film session in. It would have been, just because you'd be there.
Everything's on your phone.
And everything's on your phone or whatever your device is. And you could just, it's so instant right there. So yeah, you could have made, ideally, like I think it, make you a better player. I think it would, for me, I would have wanted to expand the defensive package. I felt like that would make me want to get more and do more. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be great. I think if you got 11 guys all on the same page and you can expand the playbook, I think your defense could be that much better.
What about the technology for surgeries and such? Like,
oh, I'm sure they're better now.
Right? Like,
yeah.
like you having anything with the spine.
Yeah, it's definitely different, right? Yeah, definitely different. One of the biggest things that people don't understand when you get injured at the beginning of the season, that's like the best time to do it.
Okay.
Because as long as it's not like a, career ending one, but say like it's like an off season ACL or something like that, that's going to take some time, break your leg or whatever. But you want to be rehabbing during the season, and then you're ready for the offseason or free agency. You don't want to get, towards the end because you're not going to get healthy. Free agency is going to be done. Off-season camps and workouts are going to be done. And so then you're going to be kind of waiting around and, towards, training camp.
How many players in the NFL are getting surgeries at the end of the season?
Ton. You want to hear a funny story? I will always say this. Always get a second opinion, a third opinion. Always ask somebody that's not affiliated with the NFL at the time what you should do. So like a former player that's done it, because sometimes agents work with the team behind the player that they're representing's back. That's one of the things that's the most alarming and how could I say it? Like, alarming is probably a good description.
It's disrespectful.
Shady, slimy things that agents do is that they kind of throw their player to the wolves, and then, for the perception that they're going to get a kickback per se on like Nick coming and get Nick in there. So they really don't care about either player. But a funny story about Serge, I remember, I won't say his name because I don't want to put anybody's business out there, but I remember he had a shoulder injury. He had like a rotator cuff AC stuff, and he was wearing one of those harnesses all year from training camp. So they had when you go in there for your end of the year physical, and they look at, what if you got anything, and obviously it was already for get through the season, we'll get you a surgery. Yeah. So the surgery the shoulder was all agreed upon. But he had he had twinged his growing, right? Like maybe like one of the last two games. And it must have been bad enough, right? I remember seeing him after he got surgery. I was like, hey, man, how you doing, man? You think this surgery? He was laid up there. He was like, yeah, I got they did his shoulder. And while he was still under, they did his growing too.
No.
He was hot. Yeah. Bro,
no, we'd have fought.
Yeah.
Like they had to call security to the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think. Remember Tyrod Taylor with the Chargers? They were giving him a pain injection. Would it puncture his lung?
Yeah, man.
Talk about they don't know if he wanted to play. Yeah, you just stabbed his lung.
And you sent him back out.
Oops.
Like it was gonna send him back out.
Right.
Like that's crazy. So do that for us for colleges. How many college players at the end of the season are going in for surgery of some sort?
This kind of depends. I mean, small percentage. NFL, it's a higher percentage because you don't have as many players. Because you only got 53 on the active roster.
It's not a higher level of violence. It's not.
Oh, it's a higher level of violence, but I'm just saying the percentage. So if you only have 50 people on a team, and you might play like 100 in college, just the percentage is higher.
So after a season with Buffalo, the likelihood was that you were going to have some medical procedure after the season was over.
I mean, if it was say 50 guys, I don't know, imagine about 10. If Dom Caper was your coach, it was probably half.
Why did you say that?
Dude, he was having live kickoff drills and having like the outside guys hit the wedge. We had before the season started, we had 18 guys on injured reserve. That means there was guys that had no chance making the team getting a check. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a lot.
So Dom's has an asterisk because you're getting surgery during the season. You're getting surgery during the season because there's so many people, and then guys get hurt during the year.
So what's your feeling on like now college pro, high school college pro? There's less contact during the week.
Yeah.
You as a linebacker, can you actually prepare? Can you get ready with all of the restrictions they have on going live?
Oh, yeah, I think you can. You just got to be strategic about it. And when you have the pads on for the few times, like during the week, I guess, in the pros or whatever, you just got to get after it. I think one of the best coaches that ever, I think Denver Broncos did a really good job, obviously when they were really, humming. Mm-hmm. But my experience with Wade Phillips was really, really good because we wore pads, but we wore them for specific drills, right? So the way the usual NFL schedule goes, you play on Sunday. Monday's like a half a day, lift, eat, watch tape, recap, and then Tuesday is the mandatory day off. So, obviously if you want to do extra work and film, or if you're like Ray Lewis, you watch 20 hours of tape while everybody else is just sitting at home and you're watching tape,
him and Peyton Manning.
Right. And everybody came in and watched tape and lifted. You kind of get ahead of the week, the game plan and stuff. And coaches are doing a lot of their game plans on Monday night and Tuesday. And then Wednesday is kind of like your heavy work day, right? You're going to be in pads. Meetings are going to be long. You're going to probably be there actually past 6 if you're really putting in the effort. Probably your most physical practice. You know what I'm saying? Well, it should be. Injuries, obviously set the, standard or set the tone. Thursday about the same. Thursday's kind of a little bit more play action pass, stuff like that. Maybe sharpen up on some things that gave you some really, really bad problems on Wednesday. What Wade used to do early in the season, Wednesday would be pads. It was either half or full all day or all practice. We get to Thursday, we'd heat it up for what I mean by heated up. We're gonna get after it, right? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna get after it, inside outside run and blitz period, and then they might do their one-on-one pass, pro or whatever, right? Now that could flip to Wednesday based on what the time of the season, right? So we could, split up the whole heavy practice and a half into 2. And then as the practice started to go on Thursday, we kind of just took the pads off and then we practiced the right way. So what he did was he wanted us to practice the right way without pads so we didn't wear ourselves out during the week and risk injury because, it's not like college. You can't, sometimes you're not going to be 3D, right? And so we really worked on footwork, finishing a play up to it. I call it sprinting, long strides, short strides, then explode through, perception of the contact and, run your feet and have the, good leverage and stuff like that. And then Friday was the, no pads practice, but, working on stuff and, big execution. What that did for me is that made me actually like salivate to hit on Sunday. I needed it. It was like my body was like yearning for it. On the flip side, I felt like Dom Capers, our best games were in practice. Notoriously long practices, extremely physical. And so by the time you got to the game on Sunday, you were worn out because we were going full pads Wednesday and Thursday. And and we were still doing live goal line drills in like week 9 or 10.
Have you ever asked your dad what it was like, what their schedule was? Because they were in pads all the time.
Right, yeah. But you asked my dad, they didn't get no water or nothing like that.
Right, like water makes you weak.
Yeah. I didn't really ask him. They got after it pretty good, but I think Bud Grant was one of those coaches who took care of the players as well. That's why they had guys, and they were so good for so long. Because Wade wanted us to be able to finish the season. You just knocked that back, right? Eddie Murphy. wanted us to finish the season strong and be fresh at the end of the season. And he told us, like, look, when we after the middle of the season, we're going to start really separating ourselves.
Well, Dom used to say that I don't pay you for games. I pay you for practice.
Yeah, well, Dom was definitely getting it out of people in practice. Hey,
well, because he said that's the only chance I get to coach you.
You remember Blake Brockemeyer, the big tackle from Texas?
Yes, man.
So we scrimmaged Denver in one of those kind of like practice and you play type of deals, and we were riding this trolley over to practice, and he was talking about Dom. He was like, I hate Dom Capers
because
he
big dude.
Yeah, he's like, he took 4 years off of my career because
he was in Carolina. He was in Carolina. Yeah,
because once he got to Denver, they was going no hat. So Mike Shanahan went through a couple of practices. He's like, oh no, you guys are doing too much.
Yeah, they were caps.
I'm taking my team into the bubble while you guys practice outside, and we're having no hat practice.
Yeah, they wore caps during practice
and walk.
Like I remember those phone calls. It was Brockmeyer in Carolina. They stopped doing it because they kept having fights.
Right, and he had destroyed his shoulders. He said Dom Capers. He said he didn't have any shoulder problems until he got there with Dom Capers. He said he had 4 shoulder surgeries.
Different coaches. Like Joe Gibbs was a hey, practice is teaching, but I don't need you to be all physical. I'll ask you this after the break. Special teams. Can you improve and train at special teams without being physical? I'll ask you that after the break.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You could close out 2021 winning $2,022 and go on to win $1 million at the beginning of 2022 in the Nebraska Lottery's Powerball's Rockin' 15 promotion. Until September 25th, buy a Powerball with Power Play ticket and enter for a chance to be one of 15 lucky people to win $2,022 and a chance to win $1 million at the start of the new year. It's a promotion that truly rocks. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
We'll see a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Cooler temps with an afternoon high of around 77. Winds turning out of the northeast at 10. Gradually clearing skies tonight, a low dropping down all the way to 52. Beautiful day tomorrow with mostly sunny skies and a high pushing up near 80. That's a check of your forecast. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're in this together, and we will get through this together. The vaccines are tested effective and needed.
Welcome to the clinic with Charm.
Get your COVID-19 vaccine so we can do this. And this. And this.
We are now boarding flight.
Together again, because we got through it together. This message sponsored by the Helmsley Charitable Trust, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now that Ken Richards has purchased Broker's Agency, he and his professional staff will continue to provide their clients with the same excellent service under the Broker's Insurance Agency name. Broker's Insurance Agency works with more than 15 companies to help find the best policy for you to avoid any long hassles. Also, if you're looking to get into the insurance business as an independent agent, they have the formula to make that process smooth and successful. Call Ken with Broker's Insurance Agency today at 402-420-5353 or visit brokersinsuranceNE.com.
Wakey, wakey, new breakfast at Casey's.
Wakey, wakey, new breakfast at Casey's. Do-do-do-do-do.
Wakey, wakey, breakfast, Casey's.
Casey's new breakfast, featuring delicious handmade sandwiches like this signature handheld made with our fresh made-from-scratch dough. Buy any hot breakfast item and get a coffee for just $1. Casey's, here for good.
Have you been to Barn Wood and Leather, that new furniture store in Lincoln? It's a whole new look. If you like country, you'll love Barn Wood and Leather. It's country with a kick. Rustic, yet contemporary, handcrafted in America from historic reclaimed barnwood and the finest leather. Create your own one-of-a-kind look for a room or your whole home. Come see for yourself at Barn Wood and Leather, South 14th and Dahlberg. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
Want a free pair of Nebraska football tickets? Head to theticketfm.com's contest tab and register for a free pair of tickets each week of a home game, courtesy of Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of Woods Brothers and 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you sick of mindlessly running on a treadmill or the lack of motivation to consistently work out? Whatever your challenge, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help. Whether you want to lose weight, boost energy, or simply improve your overall health, you'll fit right in at Farrell's regardless of age or abilities. Build endurance with their kickboxing and strength training group fitness classes while also getting nutrition coaching. Try Farrell's now for a free week. Visit fxblincoln.com or call Jeff at 402-310-4026. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Tailgating wasn't just meant for weekends. Join 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday at Chick-fil-A for Tailgate Tuesdays. Scan your app with any purchase on Tuesdays and you'll be entered to win a tailgate meal for 15 people. That's chicken nuggets, fresh fruit, and iced tea or lemonade. Winners will be contacted each Wednesday, and you can come see Tom and Bach from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the 48th and O location or at South Point each week. It's Tailgate Tuesdays all season long at Chick-fil-A in Lincoln.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
Back to Old School with DP and J, presented by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
That is one of the we were talking about some of the Panthers from back in the day and the whole Fred Lane. So I was there. I caught the Kerry Collins getting his jaw broke for using the N-word. Bobby Phills died in the car crash. Ray Caruth and his chaos, and then Fred Lane and his wife shooting him when he had literally just signed his free agent deal and walked in the door from the airport and she shot him. And it was like Fred, me and Fred were tight because I was the first one to have Fred on TV. And Fred, he was like, I don't know what to wear because I don't have any clothes. So what should I wear? So we took Fred shopping. So he had something to wear on the show. He was a minister's son. He had never been into a place that had alcoholic beverages before the night we did the show. He had never been around it. And then he said, remember the first day, first scrimmage, nobody knew who he was. First scrimmage, he scored 2 touchdowns and then he did the worm in the end zone after a touchdown. And I said, okay, he just made the team. He just made the team. They got to have him. But after the game, we interviewed him, and he said, it was all weird for me because I've never played in a stadium before. He played at Lane College in Tennessee. And he said, this is the first stadium I've ever played in. Right. He goes, he looked down the grass and he said, this is weird for me because where I played, there was glass on the field, there was dog doo-doo on the field, and then he got really embarrassed because he said, oh man, I just said doo-doo on TV. And I'm like, it's okay, Fred, it's all right. All of that. And Dom handled it, but man, them days in Carolina, just so imagine this was the last year that the Hornets was going to be there before they moved to New Orleans, right? You got a new expansion team that just came up because year one was in Clemson, and then they came to Charlotte, and you had all these 3 years of new millionaires, like brand new millionaires, and then you had the old heads who had been somewhere else, usually Pittsburgh or New Orleans, came into Charlotte and did their thing and took over that town. That town, that's a small town. That's like you put the Carolina Panthers, you put them in Lincoln, Nebraska, and then wonder what kind of other stuff would happen with all of a sudden you got millionaires and people don't know how to handle it.
Hey, one of my boys said Blake Brockemeyer was a chump and he used to get beat like a drum. He said he's a typical Texas guy, so that lets you know.
Yeah. He and Skrepenak didn't get along
because they both was garbage, right?
Screp would at least fight you.
He was a big old hairy dude, right?
Yeah, Screp would at least fight you. Matt was Mr. Irrelevant. Matt would at least fight you. Like Matt was just happy to be there.
Right.
But the rest of them dudes, like that defense every day, like they play that defense they faced was they had Gerard Williams from Auburn, who was also with Pittsburgh. Then they had Mike Fox, big 6'8", 320-pound dude. They had Les Miller, who played for the Broncos, and Greg Cragen, who played for the Broncos. And then the linebackers were Sam Mills, Lamar Latham, Kevin Green, and Bailey filled in sometimes. Like they were loaded.
Yeah.
They had Eric Davis at one corner. Like they had some dudes.
Right.
But Charlotte was brand new. It was brand new.
It wasn't brand new because NASCAR been in there.
Yeah, but they knew how to deal with NASCAR. They didn't know how to deal with all these young brothers coming in there with money. Like that, it was crazy. It was crazy. Like I think it's all like I said, just watching it from up close. But after Carew thing, I was like, I got to get out of town, and I couldn't get out of town quick enough. And then Fred's thing happened. They did one of those. What's the show that the crazy show that they always have women who killed men and they run like Snap. Yeah. Snap. So his wife Deirdre is on Snap. She has her own Snap.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
So I remember when that happened, I was like, man, how you married? She's more gangster than some of the cats you hear about.
She was robbing banks, but she set up fake bank robberies. So she was a teller, and then she would give people like how the system worked, and they would come in, and the rule was, don't fight it, just give them the money and we'll recoup it or whatever. Insurance will pay for it. So she did it like twice. And then the bank found out and was going to fire her, and Fred was going to leave Charlotte after his rookie contract ended. And he had signed, I want to say it was either Tennessee or New Orleans, and came back and literally had his bag over his shoulder, walked in the door, and she was supposed to be home in bed with the baby, with the brand new newborn, and shot him in the right there in the doorway. And I was like, I called my mom. I'm like, I'm getting out of here. Like whatever's happening here, like I can't afford to be nobody's accident.
Right. You don't want to be like what was the basketball player Jason Williams that accidentally shot his limo driver,
right? Like I'm like, no, this
playing around with a shotgun.
It was too much. It was too much. So I'll ask you, because we were talking about physicality. I mean, today's teams don't hit.
Right.
They don't hit. Can you be effective, good, proficient in special teams if you're not going live during practice?
Sure. I mean, you just gotta, practice the right way, and that's going full speed. Obviously getting full speed if I'm thinking like kickoff return. Get into somebody and then obviously run your feet and stuff like that. That's just, so it's all second nature. When the game starts.
What do you think is the right talent level to have on the field?
What do you mean?
Who is on your special teams?
Oh, whoever wants to play. I don't care. I mean, I don't care if you're a starter, walk on, or whatever.
Well, but you played special teams, right? So it wasn't like an ego thing.
No, I mean, I was on kickoff return and I was on punt return. I've ran down on kicks before. You talking about the pros?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I was until I started starting, I mean, that's how you got to do. You got to do what you got to do,
right? Like
right.
I
mean, there's an old saying: if you play special teams, if you have a bad game on defense, you want to make sure you play good on special teams so you don't get cut. So I came in the league. I mean, I wasn't a high draft choice, so I made the team playing special teams. I could play defense, but I was going to get on the field by playing special teams. But what helped me is I played, I played special teams, at time or, for a lot of my times at Nebraska. So I'd never turn my nose up, at it because I figured running down on kickoff, I had goals if when I was playing a lot of special teams. And I actually, my first year played a lot of special teams, even when I started starting at the end of the season because of injury. my goal was try to have 1 or 2 special teams tackles within reason a game. If we weren't scoring any points and we were doing a bunch of sky kicks from the 50 or nothing, then that's that. But I wanted to make sure that I was in on a play or two on special teams every game.
Did you guys have special incentives, bonuses, etc.?
Yeah. See, back then, let me see. When was that? 98. Let me get it. Probably statutes. That was back then. We didn't have any of the bounty gates, but back then it was really cool because like we had sponsors. I'm assuming from Buffalo, for a team.
Yeah.
And when I got drafted, we weren't making what these guys are making now, and it's all relative. But we were playing New York State tax and not making much,
Right.
So,
right.
If you had a couple special teams tackles or you did something good, you might get, a car wash booklet, or you might get, something for the Olive Garden or something like that. Was a big deal for me because I wasn't making that much, so then you could go and eat and, take care of yourself. So there was all different types of stuff.
There was always fascinating because we were part of that group. Like in DC, my restaurant was one of the sponsors. So if they, you scored a special team touchdown, big hit, like I would feed you. I'd feed you for the week. Like it was like, listen, you don't need.
Yeah, we do like tackles inside the 20. If you had a really excellent game on defense, and obviously, of course, if you won, it's obviously more. It wasn't anything like take the quarterback or anything. It was just more or less just
make a play.
Yeah, make a play, and the whole team was there. So it was and we were really good then. So that was good. That's how you can make a name for yourself on special teams. And Bruce DeHaven was a longtime special teams coach up in Buffalo. Was my coach or special teams coach. And he was great. He kind of taught me how to play special teams in the NFL and stuff like that. And, how to really, take it to the next level. You got to study special teams tapes. You got to study tendencies of guys that could block you. You got to study returners, what returns they like to do. And the guys say, like, if I'm on kickoff return, you got to study who, is fast down there, who likes to, sometimes you might, jab at him to get him to slow, especially if you're, one of the guys that used to give me a lot of troubles on special teams was a defensive end who ended up being a really good defensive end named David Bowens. I think he went to Michigan, must have got in some trouble, and then he went to one of the Illinois schools, like maybe Northern Illinois, so one of them. And he's a defense. He was 6'4", 250 something, could run though, and so, him coming down full speed. He's bigger than I am, got longer arms. So to counteract that, you kind of flash on him first, and then you kind of like, I call it center field turn, and then catch him late and just kind of just let him just move his momentum out of the way. So Bruce DeHaven was really, really, a big influence on me. And then also Danny Smith, who is he was at the Reds. He was with me in Buffalo my last year, and then he went to the Redskins with crazy Greg Williams, and then he's been in Pittsburgh, I think, for the last like 10 years. He was great because he had been also a defensive back coach before,
and he ended up being Washington's one of their DB coaches.
Yeah, and then he's special teams now.
Yeah.
But then he had coached at Georgia Tech when Pat Swilling's brother was there and stuff. So he talked to me about defense as well. Talking about the bang 8 and stuff like that. So right when I was leaving Buffalo, that's when that route started to become really, really popular, skinny post. And we were killing people with it because we had like Eric Molds and stuff like that. And he was a big, huge receiver, So, special teams is part of the deal. I think like, with Nebraska, I think they're playing good on special teams. It's just that, you have these odd plays. So I think it's just this weekend. They just got to put it all together. The foundation is there. It's a lot better than last year. It's hard because fans see one thing. You have one bad play or something like that. Oh, you can't play special teams. You do one thing bad, then you can't play offense. Then you want to do one thing bad, you can't rush the quarterback or something like that. I've been in enough games and to know, what's really going on. So, it's going to play a big factor in this game coming up on Saturday. They just got to play well, and it's good one is going to be a challenge, and you should always want it to be hard. But then that's going to bring out the best in you, and then it's a great opportunity. So, like I said, you don't ever want to, be in the mid. I mean, I've done it, man. I've been going up against guys, or knowing I'm gonna go up against a guy, and had seen him obviously when I was in college, and heard about him and seen him, and you kind of, I wouldn't say you psych yourself out. You be like, okay. I was like, I got to be prepared. I got to be on my P's and Q's. I mean, I got to make it. First of all, I ain't trying to get blown out of, I ain't gonna get blown up by him or a lineman or running back. But then it was like, once you get out there, he's as great as people said he is. You never really get let down by that. But then I can play with these dudes.
Did you play with Tasker?
No, he was around though.
Yeah,
he was around. A great dude.
I thought he would have been like a special teams coach like forever and ever and ever.
No, he's big time up in Buffalo. He got right into announcing, and he was always around. He was doing the Buffalo game, so he would be on our flights with us.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be around, and he'd come in meetings, and he would talk to the guys too, and he would talk mainly to the gunners. How they could have a huge impact on the, on the game and on the season, and so he would be around. A lot of those, when I got to Buffalo, Jim Kelly, Darryl Talley.
Tyler was another one that came down. He had the worst hair in the history of mankind.
Yeah, man. But Darryl Talley, yeah, he's a good dude, though.
Oh, no, amazing dude. Matter of fact,
he has that good hair.
He cut it funny. It was always just weird.
Well, he had the shag.
Yeah, but he tried.
He had the shag. He had the shag, which for you people out there is the African-American version of the mullet.
Yes.
And you got to have good hair. Matter of fact, I was just explaining that to somebody today.
And he would 2 or 3 line it, depending.
And then he would put the 2 or 3 lines to the side. But he went to West Virginia though.
Yeah,
so that's par for the course in West Virginia.
Yeah, he had a great foundation too.
Yeah.
His charity did amazing work.
Yeah, so those guys would still be around and come in the locker room. But then when I got to Buffalo, Bruce Smith was still on the team, and obviously still phenomenal.
Ted
Washington, Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed, Reuben Brown.
Was Hughes the other defensive end? Who was the other defensive end on the other side?
Phil Hansen.
Yeah,
but he didn't have. I'm talking about guys that had big personalities.
Yeah.
So we had the core. Obviously we didn't have Jim Kelly, but we had a core of guys that had been to Super Bowls and know how to win, and also knew how to be professionals. So they were teaching guys how to be professionals. And Buffalo was really good. Like John Butler was the GM and helped build that team. Obviously, with the GM of the Colts that left in he's down in Carolina too.
Yeah.
I forget his name. He was
McCormick.
No, he's on TV. He's not kind of. He is an a-hole. Forget his name. Anyways, the reason why I say he's an a-hole because he was down at the combine and he was like pretty much telling everybody they suck. Yeah, it's like, dude, I was like, well, how are you a GM and this angry? Like, what's wrong with you?
Most of them were for that stretch.
No, because he was.
Yeah,
most
of them were doing that too.
Yeah, so. But John Butler was really good because I liked it because in the preseason, this is when he had 4 games. He would tell the guys that were drafted late, like me, and the free agents, you guys are going to get a ton of tape, right? And if you don't make our team, you're going to almost guaranteed you're going to latch on somewhere else. So that's fun. That's really, really a good opportunity. But also what they used to do, along with what Pittsburgh obviously did, really good, and other teams as well, is if they kept you on the practice squad, they still coach you the same to get you ready to come up.
Bill Polian.
They didn't do the taxi squad where they always had 2 guys coming in and going every week. It was based on injuries, but the guys that were on the practice squad were on the practice squad because they believed eventually you could be on the active roster.
All right, we'll throw it to break. Yeah, it was Bill Polian.
Yeah.
And Text Line has a question for you. We'll get to that in the next break before we close out. But yeah, you're right. Bill Polian.
Certified
a-hole.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m. Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill has been your go-to in South Lincoln for years, and their second location in downtown Lincoln is now open. Rosie's downtown spot is Lincoln's premier Nebraska party bar with the Sidetrack Band every Friday night of home games and all day for Nebraska home football games. With 34 TVs that are 65 inches or bigger, you'll always have a great view for all the games. Make sure to check out the new Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, now open in downtown Lincoln at 10th and P.
Venue at Home is your answer for locally made, freshly prepared meals delivered to your door every week. Our meals come ready to heat and eat. With sizes for 2 people or 4, Venue at Home is perfect for busy people who want a quick, easy, and delicious meal option to share with your roommates or feed the whole family. Add on from our wide selection of appetizers, sides, desserts, alcohol, and more. Receive a discount on your meals by subscribing to get Venue at Home delivered every week. Visit venueathome.net to order today. That's venueathome.net.
Want a free pair of Nebraska football tickets? Head to theticketfm.com's contest tab and register for a free pair of tickets each week of a home game, courtesy of Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of Woods Brothers and 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey guys, looking for that extra confidence when it's time to have fun? Let me tell you about BlueChew.com. BlueChew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew tablets help men combat all forms of ED. Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part? It's all done online. Don't like swallowing pills? No problem here. Blue Chew's tablets are chewable. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA, and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy. And here's a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code TICKET at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code TICKET to receive your first month free.
Have you been to Barn Wood and Leather, that new furniture store in Lincoln? It's a whole new look. If you like country, you'll love Barn Wood and Leather. It's country with a kick. Rustic, yet contemporary, handcrafted in America from historic reclaimed barnwood and the finest leather. Create your own one-of-a-kind look for a room or your whole home. Come see for yourself at Barn Wood and Leather, South 14th and Dahlberg. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Again, we went unscripted during the break. You guys missed out. There's stories that we just can't tell on air, even if we wanted to. Jay, there's a question for you. Jay was referencing coaches that had coached linebackers, DBs, and then special teams. My question is, how did they become proficient at coaching all of those individual positions?
Oh, well, they just when I played, they would help out with special teams. Now, Danny Smith was a DB coach at Georgia Tech, right? Mm-hmm. And he was talking about recruiting, and he would take. This is back when Patrick. Remember when Patrick Huey and those guys were in the Cheetah Club?
Yes,
and they got in trouble.
Well,
so
I heard.
Yeah, so Danny Smith said they used to take recruits there, and I was like, and I didn't know that he coached at Georgia Tech, and he was talking about. He coached against Nebraska because they had Pat Swilling or his brother, so forth and so on. So that's how he was a DB coach. And then when he latched on into the NFL, he was a special teams coach. And he probably started as an assistant special teams coach or like a GA, and then you learn it. But when you're in these meetings, every coach is in there. So they help, so.
Well, you have to know every group in the room. Like defensively, you can't scheme linebackers without knowing what your DBs are going to do.
Right, because it all kind of works together.
Right.
And you can't be your D line if you don't know what the linebackers are doing. And sometimes you need to know what the safeties are doing because you have some sort of blitz or something. It all kind of works together.
But that's how guys become coordinators.
Yeah.
That's how guys become coordinators, is they become proficient at different rooms and to be able to do that. Like mine, usually when I walk into a school, it depends on what they need.
Right, yeah.
Hey, DP, we need receivers, or we need running backs, or we need whatever.
Yeah, it all kind of works itself out. And there's guys like I think Pittsburgh's defensive coordinator, Keith Butler, like for the longest, he never wanted to go anywhere else and be a coordinator. He kind of waited till Dick LeBeau left, and then finally he got promoted, and he had been up for jobs forever. He played professionally and was just a linebacker coach.
Well, a lot of people don't want to be a coordinator. They don't.
Right. It just kind of depends on what you want. Look at Larry Johnson at Ohio State.
What's the phrase? Grow where you're playing it.
Right.
A lot of people, once they get a good job, they're okay with it.
Yeah.
So, Jay, thank you. Nick, appreciate you, man. Big Sky rolling in, getting ready. Strychnine, Husker Hall of Famer Eric Strickland, special guest Clester Johnson. Buckle up.